So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I want to take a quick look at our newest rapier, the Endura, which has just been added with the latest update. And oh boy, this thing is a monster. You can get the blueprint for Endura from the Tenno lab in your dojo, but since no one has managed to research it yet, I don't know what the build requirements are. However, I don't think they're going to be too bad because the research requirements were pretty light as well. Just a couple of morphics, oxium, ferrite, and few polymer bundles. Unlike the Destreza, which was crit-based, the Endura is status-based. It does 95 damage with each hit, 4.75 is impact, 66.5 is puncture, and 23.75 is slash. It has 5% crit chance with a 2x multiplier, a 25% status chance, and attack speed of 0.917, which is pretty slow. However, since this is a rapier and can use the Vulpine Mask stance, it's not too bad because Vulpine Mask has very swift combos. And finally, if you don't buy this with Platinum, you will have to be at least Mastery rank 7 to use it, and it comes with a single V polarity. The build I decided to go for with the Endura is actually a 0 Forma build, though I did not max primed reach, and if I did that, I would have to add one more Forma. But the stance I'm using is Vulpine Mask, which is the only stance for rapier, so you kinda have to use that. Then prime pressure point for damage, primed reach for range. Then I've added Spot Strike for even more damage, and the decreased attack speed isn't actually that big of a deal. After that, I added Drifting Contact, which adds a little bit of status chance, and it makes it much easier to sustain your combo counter, which is really good. Then I've added the regular version of Fury, not the primed version, and that's because, as I've said already, Vulpine Mask is a very swift stance, and if you add too much attack speed, it will break the combos, where the combo will just stop halfway through, and your Warframe will freeze for about a second, and it also makes it much harder to pull off the combos, which is something you really don't want with this setup. Then I've added Condition Overload, so as I proc more status on the enemy, I'm going to be doing more and more damage. And finally, I decided to go with Virulent Scourge and Vicious Frost for viral damage, which is overall really good. It does a decent amount of damage to a lot of units, and the viral status effect will temporarily cut the enemy health in half, which is really good overall, but it's amazing with this setup which focuses on finishers. Now, this build was made with the Hidden Flourish combo in mind, which is the one that has a lot of multi-strikes and opens enemies up to finishers. And the combo is actually really easy to do. You can do it in two different ways, so you can either tap, then hold, and then mash, or you can simply hold and then mash. This combo is just devastating, and I've yet to find an enemy that would survive the entire thing, including the finisher you will do at the end. Everything about this combo just hurts. You started off with a quick double strike that procs slash, you then do few sweeping attacks that hit everything in front of you, then you will do a quadruple jab that does a ton of damage, and it eventually ends with a flip and a dash which opens the enemy up to a finisher. This combo combined with the setup I'm using is just disgustingly powerful, and most enemies will die from just the combo. You don't even have to do the finisher. But even if they do survive the combo, the finisher will definitely take them down, especially if they have a viral proc on them. Even heavily armored units like Bombards just melt in seconds, and that's without the combo counter being stacked really high, because I'm doing this in the Simulacrum, so I'm always starting off with 0 hits. And it's just a combo between slash procs and viral procs and the multipliers and multi-hits on the combo. It's fantastic. And that's versus the Grenier, which are probably the toughest faction to kill due to all their armor. When you take this versus the Corpus and the Infestate, yeah, this thing slices through them like a hot knife through butter. It is glorious. I really like the Endura because it's not just a big brick that does a lot of damage with each hit. There are multiple different things at work here which allow it to do a ton of damage. Though there is one downside to this, well, it's more the stance itself, because it does not give you knockdown immunity. So if you're running it on something like Wukong, you're gonna be knocked down a lot, which can be somewhat irritating when you're trying to pull off the combos. But, you know, you can either put on a knockdown resistance mod, or you can run it on Rhino or Atlas so you don't get knocked down while you're doing the combos. Or if you don't have anything that would give you knockdown immunity while you're doing the combos, or you just, you know, don't like doing hold combos, you can just do the block combo, which is pretty powerful as well. It's not as strong as Hidden Flourish, but it does the job. So the Endura gets a big thumbs up from me. It is an awesome weapon that has a ton of style and it does a ton of damage, but it's also fun to use, which is very important for me. So I would definitely recommend you try it out, and I would also recommend you try this setup as well, because it's really powerful and it's cheap. It's 0 Forma, so even if you don't like it, you didn't really have to invest anything to try it out. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.